I'm thinking. Estoy pensando. Is Devin Haney still a champion in your eyes? Or is Devin Haney just a belt holder because he lost to Ryan Garcia? Or is Devin Haney neither? Now, the weight issue is kind of, complicated. Some people like to pick and choose when to care about weight, who to give the benefit of the doubt to. Is it important? Sometimes it is, sometimes it doesn't. Let's be real. Sometimes fans pick, they like to pick and choose whether it's something important or not. So we all know that Ryan Garcia, he weighed 3 pounds over the weight limit at 140-pound division. That there was supposed to be a contractual fight. In 140, they were supposed to fight for the WBC world title, correct? Devin Haney lost, but he retains his title. Mauricio Sudamon, as he's said or typed in his Twitter feed, that, that's the rules. And Devin Haney was not the one that weighted over the weight limit, so he's going to keep his belt. But the significance of keeping his belt, is he resulting back to the paper champion that he was in 135 before beating George Kambosos? A lot of questions, a lot of things that I'm thinking about, right? And is the 3 pounds really an issue? Is the 3 pounds really an issue? I'm going to give you an example. Let me see if you really, really care. Is Manny Pacquiao an 8th division world champion? Because I always say, and many people, maybe everybody, considers Manny Pacquiao the 8th division world champion. 5-time lineal, 12-time world champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. But he became an 8th division world champion fighting in a catchweight at 150 pounds, in which Manny Pacquiao weighted 144 pounds versus Margarito. And Margarito weighed at 150 pounds. Yet they was fighting for the vacant belt at super welterweight, an 154-pound division. So technically, nobody was really a super welterweight. Yet we crowned Manny Pacquiao an 8th division world champion. Did we really care? Did we really care that Oscar de la Hoya weighted 3 pounds above? I'm not saying that the contractual weight, or they was at welterweight, but he still weighted 3 pounds more than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao beat Oscar de la Hoya. He beat Margarito. 6 pounds. Weighted 6 pounds lighter than Margarito. That's what makes him great. Devin Haney, that wasn't his first time. That wasn't I mean, Devin Haney has done what Ryan Garcia has done. Not necessarily him not coming above the contractual weight limit, but he has weighted 3 pounds above his opponent. So what's the difference, really? What's the difference? Versus what's his name? Aupuro. Sorry if I mispronounced his last name. Devin Haney weighted 3 pounds above his opponent. And he beat him, he knocked him out. So, is it highly significant to really try to say, well, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, well, they should. Remember, Devin Haney after the fight said that he wished that he could fight in this, that they could weight the same. That he wants to rematch and hopefully they could weight the same. In all reality, you really never weight the same on weigh-in. Even though if you're a welterweight at 147, that doesn't mean that they are weighing at 147. Oh, he's 147, he's 147. Or he's 140, he's 140. If let's say, for example, if it was for unification bout, right? And it's Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, right? Or Devin Haney versus Matias, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever matchup. And yes, it's at 140, but Teofimo Lopez coming at 138. or 137, and Devin Haney is at 140. They coming in at, that's the contractual way at 140. Isn't there a disadvantage there? A advantage or a disadvantage still, even if it's contractual at 140? So this one we told, it's the different when we playing with numbers, right? Right? What about the day after the weigh-in, right? Fight night. Just like, hey, Regis Prograis, both of these guys weigh in what? In 140, right? But then Devin Haney weighted what? Almost 12 pounds heavier than Regis Prograis. Or 8 pounds, was it 8 pounds, 9 pounds, something like that. He came in 165. So you don't rehydrate the same. And even on the contractual weigh-in, you don't weight exactly the same. It's not always 135 versus 135 on the weigh-in, 140 versus 140 in the weigh-in. No. Do your homework. So when I say that, maybe Devin Haney should consider and vacate the belt, or consider that he's not the champion but just the belt holder because he lost to Ryan Garcia. I think it's justifiable for me to say that, or for you to believe it. Now, if you want to consider Devin Haney still the champion, you consider the champion. If you want to consider him the belt holder, that's justifiable as well. That's logical as well. If you don't want to consider him neither, I mean, factual is not going to be neither because he has the belt, but I can understand the feeling. I think that Devin Haney, in my opinion, should not resort back to the paper champion Devin Haney of 135 when he got elevated as a world champion. I don't see him at 140 as the champion. I see him more as a belt holder if he's going to keep the belt. But I also think that Devin Haney don't even have to keep the belt. I believe that Devin Haney has a name, and then when he was in 135, he had to build his name. And yes, getting a world title, handed a title, yeah, it gives you more money, just like Mauricio Sudamo have stated in the past. But I think if you make a fight with Devin the Dream Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, I don't think the fans will care that much. Just like they really didn't care about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Look at the praise that that Ryan Garcia is getting. Look at the praise that Gervonta Davis got by beating Ryan Garcia. No belts. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Time is changing, and this young era where Ryan Garcia is calling the shots in this young generation as the cash cow, and Gervonta Davis too, in which both of them don't give a damn about the belt. Those other fighters is going to be subjected to the cash cows of this young generation. If Teofimo Lopez wants to fight Ryan Garcia, he's probably going to have to drop his belt anyway. Keep the lineal champion, because that's what matters. To be the man, you beat the man. He beat the man, Josh Taylor, the undisputed. And then when Josh Taylor vacated his world titles, we really knew that it was still Josh Taylor, the champion. If Teofimo Lopez wants to fight Ryan Garcia, he's going to have for catch weight, maybe at 143, 144, and they're not gonna fight for the belt. But are you still gonna watch it? Yes, it's still gonna be one of the premier fights in the sport of boxing, because now it's all about performances and name versus name and relevant names versus relevant name, top fighters versus top fighter, to sustain the interest of the sport of boxing. Because in all reality, the fans really don't give a damn about the belts anymore, because a lot of fans and even the casuals can't even there's so many champions, they can't even identify who's really a champion with the trinket belts too, the regional belts, the interim belts, the regular belts, the silver belts. Name versus name. Relevancy versus relevancy. It is what it is. I always say that legacy reigns supreme, and I hope that the guy that does really care about the belts probably beat the guys that don't care about the belts to bring that type of morality back. At least Canelo Alvarez still got his belts. But even imagine if Canelo Alvarez drops his belts and do the same thing that Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is doing. Do you care that if Canelo Alvarez faces David Benavidez, you're still going to want to see the fight? Or are you going to be like, nah, it's not for the belts, I don't want to see that fight no more? Belts matter to some, belts don't matter to others. And sometimes it depends on the matchup if the belts really matter. Does it matter with Usyk and Tyson Fury? Yes. Does it matter when it was Bud Crawford versus Earl the True Spence? Yes. Did it matter if it was Tank and Ryan? No. Did it matter if it was Devin Haney and Ryan? No. Would it matter if Tio and Matias unification bout? Probably yes. Did it matter if it's Tio and Ryan? No. So we're going to pick and choose, and we're still going to praise whatever circumstances and stipulation. We care about entertainment and the action. This just ain't started now. This was before. So do the numbers really matter? They say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Men invented numbers.